What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB here today with the review for Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 12. This is Episode 3, I believe, you guys. And it's titled The Float Goes On. So, guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump right into today's video. Alright, you guys. So, we're going to start up with Eva. So we saw Eva, she and Cynthia, they're hanging out with each other and they're going to look at a house. You know, Eva, she and Mike are still on the whole thing of looking for their home. You know, people still talk about Eva's living situations. If you guys have not been reading what's in the blogs about Kevin McCall, how he got in trouble in Atlanta when he was supposed to go to court, you know, to work out the custody of Marley Gray, then yeah, I understand. I mean, I knew where Eva was coming from last season, but Nene and Marlo want to blow it out of proportion and make it like she's exaggerating, which a lot of us knew she wasn't exaggerating. And also, I loved the fact that they were shading the shit out of Nene and her wig and her glue. So then, they go view the house. The house was really nice. I'm like, I would buy that house if I had the money for it. Like, it was a nice house. So then, they're talking about this nation and Portia. When is she coming back? And I'm just in there thinking to myself, like, I get it, but Portia just had a baby. This is her first child. And then on top of that, her fiance cheated on her. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, what do y'all expect for this girl to do? Like, y'all don't know if she has postpartum depression. So what do y'all expect for her to do? I know y'all say, oh, her going back to work might be able to get her mind off of things. She might have some separation anxiety from her child. It's just a lot of things that could be going on in that situation that you guys don't necessarily know. But, whatever. And they both said that they think that, not Cynthia, but Portia and Dennis can work things out. I really don't want to talk a lot about Portia and Dennis because we all know that Portia and Dennis are currently back together, and they actually were in New York this weekend for BravoCon, because I was looking at Portia's Instagram story yesterday, and she posted a video, and he was in bed with her. He had his hand on her stomach. I'm like, wait a minute, when did Portia get tattoos on? I'm like, that's Dennis's hand. So, I mean, I don't want to go too deep into it, and I really hope it's only a few episodes that we got to talk about this because, again, they're back together. So, it's like being a dead horse with a stick at this point. But let's move on. All right, since I'm talking about Portia, let's go ahead and talk about her. So, we see Portia. Portia is visiting my girl, Tanya Sam. I'm like, yes, I have been waiting for Tanya. I know a lot of people have been waiting for Nene. I wasn't one of those people who was waiting for Nene to show up on the screen. Keeping it 100% real and honest with you guys. Was not waiting for her. I wanted to see Tanya. Tanya. That is my girl. Quirky, but I love her. So, she's asking about Brooklyn's Barbie party. And, Portia's, catching her up. And I love how, remember last season how the thing was that Tanya went from being Nene's friend to Eva's friend, and now she's Portia's friend. I love Tanya, so whatever they say about Tanya, I don't give a shit. I love her. She's my girl. I'm gonna rock with Tanya. So let's see, where are we at now? How that ring? So, they sit down, they talk about, the thing is, which I saw this, because like I said, I follow Portia. So I do see her when she was out last season, after the season wrapped last year. She hung out with Tanya and her dude, I can't think what his name is, Paul. She hung out with Eva and Mike. So all three of them, they all hung out. And, right now, if you guys didn't watch the panel yesterday that they had at BravoCon, Portia had it on her Instagram live story. That's how I watched it. So and let's just talk about BravoCon like very shortly. I did see a lot of the stuff. It looked like it was a good time had by everybody that was there. I'm just a little bummed because there are more. I mean, there were a lot of, with the white women, and I hate to say this, with the white girls, like from Real Housewives of Orange County. All of them were there. New York City girls were there, with the exception, I think, of I didn't see Sonya there. Sonya. I never know. I didn't see Sonya there. Uh, who else did I not see there? Beverly Hills. All the girls were there, with the exception of the new girl, Sutton and Garcelle. Who else was not there? That's it for all of the girls from New Jersey were there, excluding Danielle Staub. Uh, who else? What other franchise was there? I'm trying to think of all the white cat. The whole entire cast of Vanderpump Rules was there, and I have a love hate. I used to love that. I still like the show, but the cast, they're just horrible people to me personally. Oh God, they are just some horrible people. But the thing, so here's what I'm getting. Here's what I'm leading up to. Atlanta. We didn't have Nene. Candy wasn't there, but I know why Candy wasn't there. Candy said that her baby is due any day, so she wanted to be at home, and I get that. I understand that. So be home with be home in case your baby is born. So no flag for that. But the fact that Nene wasn't there, the fact that that was really it, because Cynthia was there, Portia was there, Eva was there, and Kenya was there. Now Potomac, only two people from Potomac were there, and that was Giselle and that was Ashley. We didn't have any. We didn't have a sign of Karen. No Robin. Well, Robin might be having her tax issue, so Robin might not have the funds to go. No Robin. Candace. She just having a whole. Oh my God. Let's talk about Potomac real quick, and I'm still on Porsche, I believe. I just forgot where I was at. But let's talk about Potomac real quick. So, you guys know everything that's going on in Potomac right now. That Candace and Monique got into it while filming. Allegedly, I'm not Karen, but Monique pulled Candace's hair. Oh, I hope she pulled that wig off. I'm sorry. I like Candace, but I really hope she pulled that horrible wig off. Because it looks like she just has too many bundles of hair in there. But that's neither here nor there. So Candace filed a suit against her. Monique came back, did it right back to her. And then Candace was supposed to perform, because I follow Candace on Instagram. Why? Don't ask. But I also follow Karen as well. But, so, where was I at? Candace. So Candace was supposed to do some kind of, she was supposed to perform the national anthem. I believe it was either Friday or yesterday. She's supposed to perform the national anthem, but she didn't get to perform the national anthem. And she tagged, if you guys go, find her on Instagram. I think her name is Candy Dillard or something like that. Candy Girl, something like that. I can't remember her handle. You can go look it up. I don't care too much. If I feel like putting it in the description, I might put it in the description bar, or I could put it in the video somewhere. I may not, probably won't. But she went on, it's this long ass excerpt about the person that didn't, told her not to come, and she's blaming it on Monique. And then Monique came back yesterday and said, girl, that has got nothing to do with me. So I am ready for season 5. But needless to say, I love Atlanta, but I am ready for season 5 of Potomac. Oh my God, bring on Potomac. Oh, also with Dallas, only two people from Dallas, Leanne Locken, whose face looked horrible, and Brandy Redmond. Now, see, the Dallas girls, I don't have to travel. I wouldn't have to travel to BravoCon to see them, because we are in the same city, so I can see them anytime. If I really wanted to. Now, so the thing that with BravoCon, you had a good majority of the white women from the other white cast there. But Atlanta didn't have a lot of they had good enough representation. Potomac didn't. Married to Medicine had the whole cast there, but Married to Medicine LA was not there, and then Southern Charm New Orleans wasn't there. Like, what's up with that? And let's talk about this one thing real quick, and then we're gonna jump right back into the show. So, there has been this debate, and it's not even really a debate, it's just in her brain. Ramona Singer from Real Housewives of New York. So Ramona Singer will tell any and everybody that Real Housewives of New York City is the one that put Real Housewives on the map. Let me know in the comment section below. Do you guys agree or disagree? Did you guys know about Real Housewives prior to, I mean, if we're, I mean, like I gotta say, being honest, the Housewives franchise that put Real Housewives on the map, yes, you gotta give homage to Orange County because Orange County is the original Real Housewives. Now, the one that I say officially put Real Housewives on the map is the one I'm talking about right now, Atlanta. Like, Atlanta has the highest ratings of all of the franchises. That is New York, um, Potomac, and Potomac is right behind Atlanta, New York, Potomac, New Jersey, Dallas, Beverly Hills, DC, Miami, and also we're adding a new city, Salt Lake City, Utah. I don't know what the fuck they're doing that for, but if that's what they want to do, I'm gonna watch it. But I'm gonna reserve some a bit of shade for it. But let's get back into our review of Real Housewives of Atlanta. I did not mean to go off on a tangent, and that was a long ass tangent. So, and I guess I did that because I just don't want to really talk too much about this Portia situation. I love you, Portia, but I just don't want to talk about it. But she says that she was upset about everything that she heard from Dennis, but she feels a bit better now. And Tanya's like, yeah, and you even look better, and I'm like, yes, she does look better. Um, and then Tanya asked her, do you think that you guys can work things out? She says, I don't know. I can't say yes and I can't say no. But she said that Dennis, when they were in counseling, that he did make a bunch of excuses that she was not available for him. And I'm like, huh? I'm like, wait a minute. That's bullshit because, again, like I said, you guys, I follow Portia on social media. I follow her on Twitter and I follow her on IG. So that's bullshit because she always posting him. Always. But Tanya tells her basically that they need to stick with therapy. I agree, stick with therapy, but not with Dr. Sherry and that whiny ass voice. But let's move on, you guys, because I've been on this long enough. All right, so let's discuss Kenya, because Kenya's story was interesting this week. So we see Kenya. Kenya is at home with Brooklyn, and her cousin Shay comes over. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that is her aunt's, the one that my girl Roxanne calls Auntie Cisco. Auntie Cisco, I love it. But I think that's her. I think that's Shay's mom. So Shay is coming over, and Shay is asking Kenya, like, when has Mark been down? When is he coming down? Shit, she don't know because he said she asked him, and I thought that was so fucking disrespectful. This is your wife and your child, and you say she asked you when you coming down, and you said we'll see. This is your family. And you telling your family we'll see? Mark is not doing himself any favors on this show. So then, she says things are just difficult with Mark. You think? So, she says that they don't really go on dates because Mark is so concerned and focused with, Brooklyn. He's more concerned with Brooklyn than he is with her. I can understand that. I was thinking that maybe Brooklyn was his first child, but since he has two other kids, I'm like, wait a minute. So this is not his first child. So make this shit make sense to me. And then she says when he wants Brooklyn to sleep in bed with him. I'm like, so how do y'all have sex? Do y'all have sex? Do he even finger you? Like, does he finger you? Do you give him a hand job? Like, what do y'all do? Like, oh my God. Now, I didn't mean to get graphic, you guys, but damn, what the fuck do y'all do? There is a baby in y'all bed. I'm pretty sure she cries loudly, but, okay. So then Shay tells Kenya, like, hey, the next time he's here, why don't you just let me babysit Brooklyn and you guys have a date? And Kenya's like, eh. I'm like, girl, say yes. If, now, I'm not shading Kenya. I just find it a little odd. Have you guys noticed that Kenya nor Mark are wearing wedding rings? Like, she doesn't have an engagement ring and she doesn't have a wedding band. And I didn't notice one on his finger either. So, and I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that that's a little odd to me that they don't. And I know some couples don't do it. I know couples get the tattoos on their finger, but I just find it kind of odd that they don't have their ring fingers are very bare. So, how is a person supposed to know that if no one knew what Mark looked like right before this show, how would they have known he's married because he's not wearing a ring on his finger? He has no ring. So how would a person have known? Like, that's just my question. I just find that a little bit odd to say the least, but we'll move on. I'm so sick of this fucking TV. God damn. All right, so then we see Mark. He's finally in the same house as his family. I'm like, oh, so the boogeyman does exist. So, Kenya is talking to him about his restaurant, how, people always ask her, so when is Mark going to bring the restaurant to Atlanta? He says, yeah, I get the same question as well. And she was like, oh, well, maybe you should talk to Todd. Maybe Todd can, because he was like, I need to scout out a location. And she's like, well, maybe you could get Todd to help you with that. I'm like, Kenya, you do realize you're talking to a brick wall, right? Because Mark is more focused, and I see it. Mark is more focused on Brooklyn than he is with you, completely. So then, she talks about his birthday and, what he wants to do. And no matter what he wants to do, he wants Brooklyn right there beside him. And she's like, really? I'm like, he is a sarcastic asshole. Like, he is a complete asshole. But let's move on, you guys. Oh, God. I was going to do Nene next, but let's go ahead and just get Candy out the way. Because I'm going to tie Nene and Cynthia together. I'm not going to put them together, but I'm going to tie them one behind the other. So Candy, we see her, and she and Todd, they went on a date. And they call the surrogate Shadina. And at this point, Shadina is 19 weeks pregnant. She's just starting to show. So then Todd, they hang up the phone with them. Todd asks Candy, so will she be at the baby shower? And I'm thinking to myself, why would she be at the baby shower? That has nothing to do with her. And, he was like, but, people want to see the belly or rub the belly. She was like, why would anybody want to do that? Exactly. Why would anybody want to rub her belly? Todd is weird in a way. And I know that there are rumors out there that Todd is cheating on Candy. I don't believe that. When you got a wife like Candy, why would you cheat? Because, I mean, they've said that they've had a threesome before. So there really would be no reason for Todd to cheat because his wife is open to whatever. So, I mean, unless he was cheating with a man. But, I mean, I'm pretty sure she would be okay with that as well. No shade. Just saying. Just stating facts. Well, not really stating facts. Just saying, But, the baby... But why would people want to rub the woman's belly? I don't understand that. So, he's telling her to look everything up for the baby shower. And I'm like, why? You can't help her? You can't help your wife. Okay, Todd. Whatever. So then they talk about the baby's room. And she's talking about, maybe she's going to have to kick Kayla out of her room. I'm like, why? Y'all have two houses. I got that one big main house. And then you got that side house. Why? Why not say, okay, Kayla, well, I guess you could still kick out of her room. I guess you could still kick out of her room, but damn, y'all got enough space. I'm pretty sure y'all got a spare room that y'all could turn into this baby's bedroom. Whatever, I don't care. So then, Todd, they talking about the fact that Todd, which I saw this in the blog when it happened, that Todd took Kayla to the strip club. Todd don't see nothing wrong with it. He's like, that's my daughter. If she wants to go to the strip club, why? What better person for her to go with than me, her dad? I'm like, okay. I would not have went to a strip club with my mom. I mean, I'm just saying. I would never. I would not even go to a club with my mom. But some people do. I ain't knocking people who do. But here's my issue with Todd when he said he was talking to Kenny about this. My issue with Todd is, you guys remember, for Riley's birthday, when Candy bought her that whatever car Riley has, Todd had a big issue with that, and he got upset about it. But my thing is, it's you're being a little bit hypocritical, my friend. You saying that's your daughter and you can do whatever you want. Ha! Same for Candy. But that's pretty much what it is with Candy for this week's episode. Let's move on. Wasn't really a lot of drama, but they drew this shit out. So let's move on. All right, so let's start up with Nene, and Let me talk about her real quickly. Um, so she's on Twitter, and she's talking about, oh, this is premiere night of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Like, are you that much of a Are you that egotistical that you really believe that this show is nothing without you? Like, Real Housewives of Atlanta has proven 2 years in a row that it can survive without you on the show. Full time, part time, anytime, no time, whatever time. They've proven that they can survive without you. Season 9, the dark season. That season had that season had some high ass ratings. That was I mean, although it was dark as shit, that was one of the best seasons that we've had of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Season 10 didn't do shit. Season 11 didn't do shit. So far, season 12, I mean, we're just warming up, but nothing has done what season 9 has done in quite a while. So, yes, shut the hell up, Nene. Because season 9, oh my God, season 9 gave a 4-part reunion, which I don't know why they did a 4-part reunion when it wasn't needed. They could have summed that up in 3 episodes. Could have summed it up in 2. But, so yeah, Nene, you might want to say you the queen. I get it. The fans tell you, oh, you the queen, you the queen. Let the fans do that for you. You let the fans do that. You don't have to stoop down and try to belittle the other girls talking about you're the queen and you see a bunch of princesses. Okay, whatever, girl. If you say so. Because let's be honest, for the last 3 years, who's been the main person that everyone has talked about? Portia. That's been the queen for the last 3 years. Portia. So, yeah. And I know people are probably gonna disagree with me. That's fine. I said what I said and I meant what I said. It is what it is. So we see her and she's getting her makeup done, and the Cancer Association has reached out to she and Greg, and I want to say that Greg, he looked amazing. I'm just like, oh my God, going from where he was last season to where he is now, I'm just so happy for Greg. I wish Greg nothing but the best. I hope that Greg stays cancer free. I just wish nothing but good things for Greg going forward. So, and then Nene starts to cry. And she's talking about how she feels like, oh, with me crying, people going to be like, it's all about me. No, ma'am. It's not that people are going to be like, it's all about you. What you fail to realize is what happened last season. Nobody was saying that it was, yes, we were saying that you were making everything about you. And that's because the fact was, and a lot of us said it, we get it. Like, I've had family members who had cancer. I know what that does to them. Yes, they are mean. If they don't even have a mean bone in their body, that turns them mean. My grandmother, sweetest woman on earth, but when she got cancer, and it was toward the ending stages when it was progressing, when she was before she even she never even got to get treatment. She never got to get chemo for it. So when it started to get aggressive towards her, yes, she got aggressive toward us. But I knew she didn't mean that. So I understood where Nene was coming from. But the whole thing last season was I felt like Nene was more focused. It was all about what she's going through. What she's going through. It was never about what Greg was going through. What Greg was dealing with. How Greg felt. Was Greg sick? Was the medicine making him sick? Like, it was never none of that. So that was the issue with Nene last season. It wasn't the fact that she was crying or venting how she felt. It was the fact that every time she talked about the cancer, it was never about Greg. It was always about her. So that was the issue last season. So, for her to say what she said, I'm like, girl, you still don't understand what the whole issue was. But what the fuck ever. So then they do the interview with the American Cancer Association. And then afterwards, Greg is talking to Nene about the Pride event and how does she think things are going to, be when she sees Cynthia. And she's like, I'll say hi to her. And then in her interview, she was talking about how she texted Cynthia. And then they had an interview look of Cynthia, which was horrible as fuck. Them ugly ass bangs with that ugly ass outfit. And Cynthia was like, yeah, I got the text message, but the text message was nothing but negative. And Nene read off the text message. And I'm like, really? You expected for Cynthia to respond to that? Cynthia said, no, I did not respond to it. I blocked. And I'm like, high five, Cynthia. High five, bitch. I would have blocked the bitch. Nope. I'm lying. I'm lying like a motherfucker. I wouldn't have blocked him. I would have texted her smart. I would have read her ass for filth back and then blocked the bitch. Like, yeah, bitch, I'm gonna read you for filth, and then I dare you. Well, I don't dare you. I'm gonna read you for filth, but you can't say nothing back to me because I'm gonna block your phone number. I'm gonna block you on Twitter, IG, whatever I gotta block you on, so I won't see your message. So that's how petty I would have been to her. So then we see Nene and that wig was horrible. I'm like, who the fuck gave her this cowardly lion looking wig? So, she's getting ready for Pride, and then Marlo comes in, and Marlo is telling her to be nice to Cynthia and Eva. And she says, oh, that's no problem. All I'll just say is hey and bye to them. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, whatever. So then she's talking about the fact that Cynthia has done 7 interviews since. And the first one that they showed was when she was on Watch What Happens Live. I'm like, okay, you guys are contractually obligated to go on Watch What Happens Live with Andy. Like, he sets up the guests. Now, the other guests, like the celebrity guests, their people set that up. But you guys, that's a part of your contract. I'm pretty sure that you guys have to go on Watch What Happens Live unless something comes up that you can't make it on Watch What Happens Live. And then, she did Jenny McCarthy. I'm like, okay. Most of it, like Jenny McCarthy, Madame Noir, and it was something else. But then it was All About the Tea. That is a blog. She did not talk. Maybe she did talk to All About the Tea, but All About the Tea is a blog, a reality TV blog. So most of these were press for the show, and then we also did see her on, a Speak On It with Candy, which that might not. That's not a press for the. That's not the show. That's just and I did watch that episode of Speak On It with Candy and with Cynthia. Excellent episode. If you guys haven't, please go subscribe to Candy. Her YouTube channel, I like it. She does her behind the scenes. She reviews just like the rest of us review, but she gives us some behind the scenes stuff that we didn't know about the show. So go check her out. But we'll move on. All right, so now let's move over to Cynthia. Now, I failed to mention earlier that when Cynthia was with Eva, Eva was asking her how was she gonna react when if she sees, well, not if, when she saw Nene at the Pride event. And she's like, well, the funny thing is Nene and I were at the Kentucky Derby together, and I didn't see her, but if I had saw her, I would have said something to her. And I remember when that Kentucky Derby thing happened because I thought at that time that the cameras were rolling, but I guess the cameras weren't rolling when they went to the Kentucky Derby. But we do see Cynthia, and she was talking to Mike about the Pride, and he says, so you're taking Noelle with you? She says, yes, I'm taking Noelle with me. And he asked her about Nene as well. I'm like, can we please stop talking about this woman? Like, shit, y'all giving her too much credit. So then, Cynthia's getting ready for the Pride event, and she texts Eva about this interview, and, Nene was talking mad shit about Cynthia. She called her weak, and she called her desperate. I'm like, wow, so she's weak and she's desperate, but she wasn't weak and desperate when she was your friend, right? Oh, but now that she's not your friend no more, she's weak and desperate. So who's really weak and desperate? Sounds like you, right? Because if she's weak and desperate, I mean, we tend to gravitate or migrate toward people that we have similar personalities with. Sometimes, not all the times, but sometimes. So, if you viewed Cynthia as weak and desperate, ultimately you kind of think of yourself in the same light. Because I'm not going to hang around someone that I think is weak or desperate. Definitely not somebody that's weak. I mean, desperate, that's fine. Nah. I don't know which one is worse. I actually really don't know which one is worse. Weak. I mean, you can be weak in a lot of things. Weaknesses are not bad, but pure desperation, yeah, that might be the worst one, is the desperation. But to be friends with someone that you deem as desperate and weak, cool. I see you, Nene. So then we see Eva. She goes and checks on Cynthia, and she asks her like, so if you see her again, it's gonna be what? Hi. So then we get to the flow. So it's a Bravo flow because we saw a lot of Bravo celebrities there. We saw Kelly Dodd from Real Housewives of Orange County. We saw Margaret Josephs from New Jersey. Melissa Gorga, Sonia Morgan. Who else was there? Some of the below. I don't watch Below Deck, so I don't know those people like that. Uh, Now I'm really rolling my eyes at this one because this one got on my nerves. Reza from Shaws of Sunset. I think Reza is the real reason why I cannot watch Shaws of Sunset anymore. He's a messy gay, and I just don't like that because he gonna go up to Cynthia and ask Cynthia, "Is Nene gonna be on the float?" And I'm just like, really? So, and I know you watch Real Housewives of Atlanta. You know for a fact that they are not talking to each other. So why would you ask her that stupid ass question? But whatever. So Nene finally does show up, and she sees Kelly and she wants to speak to Kelly, but she just blows right past Cynthia. I'm like, well, damn. You can't at least say, "Excuse me, bitch. Move, bitch. Bitch, get out the way." Like, you can't even warn a bitch to move? Okay. But you guys, that was Real Housewives of Atlanta. Be sure to like the video, leave your comments, hit that bell notification button, share the video, and I will see you guys later.